Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I'm Wayne, you're you, and this is a vlog I'm doing. So, mostly what I'm going to be doing here is telling you guys what I'm going to be doing with the channel. So, without further ado, I'm going to be conducting the future vlogs like this. Just, no drawings, nothing like that. All the vlogs will be mostly like this. Maybe I'll start out with the drawing and then just shift into it. But it's not going to be just a talking head. I'm also going to be putting this together. I nearly freaked out when I saw this. I was trying to get the color scheme of the Ecto-1 because I was playing Saints Row the Third at the time with a very close friend. I was trying to get the color scheme right, which you cannot do in that game. I could not get the red stripe here. And obviously I couldn't get any of the other attachments. But yeah, mostly it's a white car with red trim around the windows. But anyway, I was looking up images to make sure that it was the white and red. And as I was looking up images, I saw that people had built Lego models of the Ecto-1, which I thought, oh, well, that's awesome. And I kept looking, and some of them looked actually, something that Lego would produce and throw out there. It's like, oh yeah, that's really good. And then I saw the box art image, and I thought to myself, wow, that looks like it could have been sold by Lego. And at that point, I dropped what I was doing and went to the Lego store. And I got this. I got one other thing, too. But for right now, we're just going to put this together and maybe save the other one for another vlog. Or maybe I should call this something different. Since I'm putting a Lego set together. Video Legog? No. Maybe just Lego Vlog. Something like that. But anyway, without further ado, let's get this started. Okay, so this is going to be a little different from what I initially thought was going to happen. Right now I'm just going to be doing two videos of the same thing. One will be a speed build, the other one will be a build in real time. I kind of mismanaged my time here. I thought it would go a little quicker than 2 hours. But no. I think that's mostly because I hadn't done a Lego build in so long. But then again, I haven't really timed myself when I build these things. And I guess the other problem is while I'm building, I'm a little distracted. So I'm not really talking coherently enough. So pretty much I'm just going to summarize, well, not really summarize, but reiterate and clarify what I was trying to say in the 2-hour video. But I guess first off I should say that if I do this again, I might do it in a podcast format. In other words, having another person or persons with me, either helping me build or just helping me talk. And then having the video posted with the audio. But pretty much the point of this vlog was to say that I'm still around, I'm still making videos but not posting them yet. What I'm trying to do is get a backlog. What I really want to do is get the gameplay recorded, write the review, edit the review, and then post the review before the Let's Play. That way, if people are interested in the game but don't want to ruin the story for them, but they would rather play it themselves. I want to get the review out first because I want to kind of not really spoil the stories on through the reviews. Rather, I'll let the Let's Play do that in case, people are interested, or, the story is interesting but not really the gameplay, that sort of thing. Another thing I wanted to do was more of a storytelling-esque Let's Play series. It's pretty much like it'd pretty much be role-playing the character that I'm playing. Mostly what I would like to do is do that on games that something like Fallout or Skyrim, or something like Vampire the Masquerade would have been good for that, where the character doesn't really have a backstory. You can make up your own backstory. The character doesn't really have a voice, so I could do my own voice without really having to fight with the game with voices, if that makes sense. And there are some other projects I want to do. One that I've really wanted to do for a while was involved sculpting. Sculpting, painting models, modifying models, that sort of thing. Like, I have a Tyranid army from the Warhammer 40k series, and what I wanted to do was combine aspects of the different chaos demons into them. So, just stuff like that. And I want to do some group projects with friends as well. Mostly that would probably be just Let's Play stuff. And then I'm also currently in the, midst of rebranding, air quotes. The more I think about it, the more I want to, preserve gaming history, sort of. Or history of video games, that sort of thing. Yeah, we've got a lot of crap, but if we don't remember it, we're just going to be doomed to repeat its failures. It's, kind of topical. There are people today who want to remove facets of our history because it's not PC, or it makes our founding fathers look terrible, or blah, 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 blah. I don't like it. And you know what? Whether you like it or not, it still happened. It still exists. And, if you're going to try to forget about it, you're more than likely just going to stumble into the traps that, those who came before us fell into. And that's kind of what I want to promote with the review show. Just remember the past, remember the good, the bad, and the horrid. You can take aspects even from a bad game that could be positive, and then things like a horrible game, you can see where they misstepped and how not to do that. And then obviously with the good games, hey, look, here they are. Most reviewers tend to focus on either, the really good or the really bad, and that's sort of their shtick. I'm not saying that's bad. No, I'm not really calling anyone out. I mean, it works for them. I'm not going to tell them that they shouldn't do it. But, for myself, I want to focus on everything. Try to, get people to remember everything. Well, not really remember everything, but try to remember a lot of these games. I mean, there are a lot of games that are just fallen into the void and will never be heard from again. And that's kind of sad, because, even those games had, a positive aspect, either if it was just the concept or even if it was mechanics within the gameplay. But I also want to focus on games that people can actually go out and acquire, either through something like GOG or Steam, or even through the virtual consoles that, like Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft are doing. You can buy older titles through them. And right there, that's a great start. Just picking out games that you can easily pick up and buy, not something you have to go online on eBay and buy the console that goes with the game, any extra controllers you need, and the game itself. Because I don't really want to tell people to go out, buy a console that may or may not work, to play a game that may or may not work, and spend hundreds of dollars on this kind of stuff, because a lot of these things, the prices are huge, like just ridiculous. I mean, a lot of people complained about the starting price for the PS3 or I think it was the Neo Geo, or was that the cell phone? Either way, high prices for consoles nowadays. Trying to buy an old console like a Famicom or a Sega Master System, it's going to be a little expensive. And not everybody's going to be able to pay for something like that. But, things like the Wii Virtual Console, the Microsoft, whatever the hell it's called, and the PlayStation Network, those are nice. You don't have to, emulate a game on your computer, which could wind up with 1,000 malwares and viruses. And, if the company is still around, or whoever owns the rights to those games, if people start buying more and more of them, they might decide, oh, well, people are, starting to look at this game again. Maybe we should take a look at it and see if we can reboot the franchise and make it better than before. Now, I'm not saying that rebooting old titles is going to be necessarily a good idea. I mean, we've seen quite a lot of movies and games that have tried doing that and just failing horribly, or just taking a ridiculous idea like turning a board game into a narrative. Why? But I'm getting off topic here. I'm not saying reinvent the wheel. I mean, if you have an idea to improve upon it, go for it. Work on it. Now, I just want, people to be aware of these old games that we grew up with, or, these games that some of us missed out while growing up, such as myself. And it's no different from an art museum promoting the works of obscure artists, along with promoting the works of more popular artists. But that's pretty much it. That's all I really wanted to say. If you guys have suggestions for old games that I should take a look at, go ahead and, send me a message on Twitter, Facebook, or whatever. And I will try to get to it. And I'll see you guys next time.